Good afternoon, I'm Alan Unell, and this series of videos is Healthcare Advocacy, where we address problems in the healthcare system and then take action to try and make a better system for all of us. We have a lot of topics to talk about, including some new research on Alzheimer's, but before we do, down below in the YouTube description box, you'll find a link to the Healthcare Advocacy newsletter, which is the text for today's video. It has lots of background material, links to studies and news articles, and a host of references regarding medicine that you may find valuable. Let's get started. Alzheimer's and Xenon. Most treatments being pursued today to protect against Alzheimer's disease focused on amyloid plaques and tau tangles that accumulate in the brain, but new research points to a novel and noble, that's a joke, approach using xenon gas, noble gas. The study found that xenon gas inhalation suppressed neuroinflammation, reduced brain atrophy, and increased protective neuronal states in mouse models of Alzheimer's disease. A phase 1 clinical trial of the treatment is scheduled to begin with healthy volunteers in early 2025. This is from Massachusetts General and Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. There's a link to their news release on that. Let's talk about the shrinking healthcare workforce. Since 2020, 18% of the healthcare workers have quit their jobs in the U.S. 1 in 5 Gen Z healthcare workers plan to leave the industry in the next few years. As a result of these staffing shortages, practices are forced to cut back on the quality and availability of their services. Now, amid inflation and an exodus of healthcare personnel, medical practices are reducing services, ultimately leading to decreased quality. This has a name. This is called skimpflation, which happens insidiously, and you will likely be on the receiving end of this. Look out for it and speak up if the care you or your loved ones are receiving is below par, because delivering quality medical care is not just a nicety, it is a legal requirement. Of course, if there were a way to enhance the workforce and facilities, that would be great. Let's take a look at Representative Jayapal's Universal Health Care Bill, and you'll find that in Section 611 on global budgets, a method of covering the infrastructure costs of medical facilities, including salaries, is present. Additionally, regional directors in Section 403 and their committees will identify shortfalls and will have budgets in place to build up the workforces and facilities to make sure that patient quality does not suffer. It's worth adding that in rural areas which do not have sufficient facilities, this technique will be used to build them out. All of it possible because it will save $600 billion that the United States wastes every year as a country on unneeded overhead and excess prescription drug costs. This is documented in the 2020 Congressional Budget Office report. And of course, there's a link to Jayapal's bill, to the text of it in the newsletter. It's worth reading. It's 102 fun pages. Let's say thank you to Dr. Fauci. Well, President Biden on this past Monday, the 20th of January 2025, pardoned Anthony Fauci, MD, using the extraordinary powers of his office in his final hours as president to guard against potential revenge by the incoming Trump administration, which they promised to do. The decision comes after Trump warned of an enemies list filled with those who have crossed him politically or sought to hold him accountable for his attempt to overturn the 2020 election that he lost and his role in storming the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. Let's talk about the stress that surgeons are under, because there are some surprising results. Surgeons with higher physiological stress in the first 5 minutes of surgery have fewer surgical complications, a post hoc analysis of a prospective study found. Increased sympathovagal balance, which was used as a measure of surgeon stress at the beginning of the surgery, was significantly associated with reduced major surgical complications, researchers from the Department of General Surgery, again at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, reported in the Journal of the American Medical Association. So it seems that for some, a little bit of stress can lead to better outcomes. It's probably like an athlete having a little bit of stress right before a race. Look, let's take an action regarding public health. Trump has proposed people for leadership positions in government who are just unqualified, and confirmation hearings are now underway. You already know that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. poses a risk to public health and the health of children by being an anti-vaxxer. You know that his personal attorney has filed a petition with the FDA asking that they revoke the approval of the polio vaccine, which I am just appalled at. Anyway, RFK Jr. is unsuited to serve the public because many will become ill or injured or die as a result of his presence in a supervisory role, and that is not service. Here's a quick action we can all take. Call or email your senators and let them know that people Trump is proposing are compromised and or clearly intend to disrupt the services of the functions that they will oversee. You can reach them at www.usa.gov/elected-officials. I'll put that in the YouTube description box. Here are the people that are particular trouble: Pete Hegseth, Tulsi Gabbard, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Russell Vought. That guy wrote Project 2025 and he wants to oversee the Office of Management and Budget. Linda McMahon, Mehmet Oz, who is so conflicted you can't believe it and is not a good doctor. Kash Patel, who doesn't belong anywhere near the justice system. Anyway, on your cell phone, you can also text SIGN, S-I-G-N, PPRHLT to 50409, that's ResistBot, to send that message to your representatives. That's what I have for you today. Thanks so much for listening. Down below, you can like, share, and subscribe. You can also send me comments at healthcareadvocacy1@gmail.com. Thank you.